everyone, welcome back to another spoiler review video. This is spoiler review for Captain Marvel. So before we start, in case you click on this video by accident, I'll give you a 5 count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, spoiler time. And actually, just a little backstory, we filmed this yesterday, but the footage was lost because my camera battery died. So we decided to film this again, which is kind of a good thing because now we sort of have more thoughts on the film in general, which is better, and we're actually going to watch a movie again tonight. So let's get this going, let's make this quick. I'm gonna start off with the main character, Captain Marvel, Brie Larson. A lot of people saying that she is miscasted as this Carol Danvers. I disagree. I think Brie Larson was perfectly casted in this role.
I think she's terrific in this role.
Yeah, my only issue with her is not of her performance, it's just the movie might feel a bit bland, but I blame that on the writing and maybe the directing because, well, first of all, in the comics, Carol Danvers is not a very easy... A lot of writers have tried to write what Carol Danvers, a lot of writers have failed because she's a very difficult character to write about.
And why is that?
It's just her complicated nature, so I don't want to blame the director for not being able to write Carol properly, but that is once again like one of the fault in this film, because I feel like despite her performance, everyone's performance in this film is very good. I don't think there is a weak performance at all.
Especially Goose the Cat. That's real good.
Yeah, Goose the Cat, Ben Mendelsohn, Sam Jackson, they are all good performance. I just feel like the writing was like the poor part of this film, including the character development of Brie Larson. Because like Carol Danvers, they sort of mentioned like, oh, she's a hothead. Oh, she's an emotional mess. She always gets back up. But then there is no...
Can you just say something about the development of the Captain Marvel? Because what I don't like is the flashback. As you can, you know, because it's all real confusing if you don't have any comic background. As I say before, like the flashback is just, at first it doesn't make sense at all. And we even start the movie with a flashback, right?
Sort of, yeah. And yeah, there is also another attribute to like the storytelling aspect, because in this film, it's explained like she's trying to figure out who she is, but at the same time, the way how they're telling the story, it's like the audiences already know who she actually is, because we know that she is the one who's in the accident.
Yeah.
Even though you never read the comics, you know she's one in the accident, but she doesn't know that she is part of a human world. So
also, you can tell from the flashback that she's human before.
So in that way, the audience are like left hanging to wait until she eventually realizes, which is like kind of a tricky thing, because like a reference to like Bourne Identity, he doesn't know what's going on, but the audience all doesn't know what's going on. So as we learn together, it like evolves into like the mystery is evolving. But in here, it's like we're waiting on it. So it's kind of...
We already know, but we're just waiting for her to finally click.
That is once again an attribute to one of the poor writing and the development, even though their performance are fantastic once again. And while sticking with Captain Marvel, her powers are insane. She's really strong, especially.
Yeah, she's real strong.
I'm surprised by how fast she is. That's like the biggest surprise for me.
Yeah, at the end, and how she can catch up with the ship and everything.
Including the post-credit scene, which she directly, the beeper stop and then poof, she's right there, which is like.
Which means you know where they are. And do pager have GPS?
I don't know. I don't know, but that is just... It just shows how... I guess she's just really that fast and really powerful. She got the photon blast and everything.
Yeah.
And, well, a bit to Endgame, Thanos is literally screwed because this is like set in the 90s. I bet you've mastered the power even more. So, yeah.
So, I mean... and also the Infinity Glove is fried, so...
That's true. And well, related to Infinity Gauntlet, we have the Tesseract in this film, which is apparently, I guess, is the source of Brie Larson's power.
I guess because it was used to
fuel
the engine, and the engine blow ups, and she got the power from that.
Did you like it that they tied in with the Tesseract?
Well, I don't really have much thought to that, because...
Okay, yeah, well, in the comics, she got powered by the Psych Magnetron, which is like also like something like that on the engine, and it explodes. But the reason she got the power is not because of the explosion; it's because the explosion like spread the DNA of Mar-Vell, but a male Mar-Vell in the comic. And here it's played by Annette Bening, which is a female version of Dr. Lawson. and so the DNA of Mar-Vell is like sort of like copied to to Carol Danvers, which is why she's like half Kree, half human.
I see. That's what happened. So
yeah, so
they didn't explain if the power source is from the Tesseract or not, or the Tesseract just there.
It looks like it is though.
Looks like, well, they never really explained.
Like, as I guess this is one of the other stuff. I really like this movie. The things that I really like a lot. The things I didn't like is because I wish I would have seen more of something, certain something. Like, for example, also because like I ever since Brie Larson has been announced as Captain Marvel, I've been reading a lot of Captain Marvel stuff. So like why I brought up the Tesseract is I wish they wouldn't have used the Tesseract to power her. Because even though it tie into the MCU, I want to see like a separate thing, you know, like the one like in the comics. And also mentioning how I want to see more of something is like Star Force are wasted so much.
Oh.
They're all good. Gemma Chan as Minerva is great, but they are so wasted. Coulson is very, very wasted.
Coulson is just his role is so minor.
Yeah, it is. It's literally a bit of comic relief, but it's like very minor. And the biggest wasted is Ronan.
Oh, yeah. Ronan was just there for a second, and he ran away. That's all.
There's really no use for him in the
There's
film.
really no use for him to be there. Like, he didn't have a lot of impact or...
Except to show off Captain Marvel's power.
That's true.
But you can literally use anyone else in that role instead of Ronan.
How about Thanos?
Well, probably that it won't make sense because it's not a Kree, but like if another Kree took over the Ronan's role, it will literally make no difference.
Yeah, that's true though.
And Lee pays a big amount of money for that. So
yeah.
Okay, let's talk about. We mentioned about some of the characters.
We forgot to talk about the intro.
Oh yeah, you wanna talk about it?
Well, I think what they did with the intro is real great. It's like great memories for Stan Lee, and the usual comic flip. Everything changed to Stan Lee faces, and this is his second last cameo, I think.
I believe, I'm not sure. I think the last one is Endgame, possibly.
The last one, possibly, yeah.
But it's a good way to like honor him because they don't want. I feel like Stanley doesn't want to be mourned, but he want to be like
cherished.
Yeah, so that's a good way to do so. And let's just there's no good way to transition out of this. So just talk about the other. Like I mentioned, some of the characters. Is there any other characters that you feel like you want to see more of, but we didn't see?
See more of. I think Yon-Rogg was.
You want to see more of Yon-Rogg?
I feel like his role there was. I don't know. I think, like you said, it's wasted there. Like.
Okay. Okay. Did you see the twist coming that Yon-Rogg is the bad guy? That's what I want to know. Oh, you didn't.
No, I didn't. I didn't see that coming.
So you like the twist then?
Yeah. Oh yeah. For you guys who haven't watched, the Skrull is actually not bad in this one. That's the twist.
Well, yeah. That is also another thing which I am conflicted about.
No, why is
because in the comics, if you know, especially Secret Invasion,
yeah, but
Skrulls are always bad.
Like even I know that Skrull is always the bad guys.
Yeah.
But in this one, they're not.
So I'm sort of conflicted about that, but I guess not everyone from a certain species can be evil. If that, I guess because we only focus on Talos and his
crew.
Yeah, his crew.
Maybe his refugees.
So maybe they're like some.
Maybe there's other Skrulls that
are evil.
Yeah, maybe we just don't know yet.
Which also sort of. Because the whole Skrulls are now gone from Earth, which I am now starting to think if Secret Invasions can't happen. Because there's no Skrulls that we know of, at least so far.
Yeah, maybe there's another secret Skrull clan or something.
Maybe, but yeah, the Skrulls are surprising. I don't hate it that they become good guys. I was just thrown off because I didn't realize they could be good. But Ben Mendelsohn as Talos, I think it's Talos or Talos. He was really good as a Skrull. Well, in the first half of the movie, you think he's a bad guy. He's really good as the bad guy.
I was really
good. He beats Nick Fury, and then in the second half, when he starts to become a good guy, he's really good as the good guy.
He's good at both roles.
Especially just like in terms of menacing and comedic chops, he nails it, and this film has surprisingly good comedy, which
Oh
I didn't
yeah, oh
expect.
yeah, oh yeah. We haven't discussed about the comedy. Like, there's actually a lot of like comedy in this film that I was kind of
I was not
surprised.
surprised. Yeah, most of the comedy worked, some of them didn't. But like the one when they're in the back and forth, where they're in the ship, when they're saying about the Skrull. Oh, so you can
so you
turn into a
can
cat.
transform to anything? How about a cat?
Why
He
would I-
didn't answer, and then who was that? Is it?
I think it's Sam Jackson. Like, what about the filing cabinet? Why would I want to turn to a filing cabinet?
How about a filing cabinet?
Yeah.
Why would I turn to a filing cabinet?
It's really, the comedy are surprisingly good, and some other surprises that I would say is
As Nick Fury, he's actually kind of like easygoing in this one.
yeah.
As you know, in other films, he's like this strict man who never jokes. In this one, maybe because he's younger here.
Yeah, that is one thing that I enjoy Sam Jackson in this film as Nick Fury.
Yep.
And like you say, he's much lighthearted, and the best thing about this film is like the back and forth between him and Brie Larson, because it feels like
You say, it's like a cop buddy.
it's like a buddy cop film, and it's very, once again, it's very weird to see Nick Fury very like happy-go-lucky kind of thing, and he's very carefree because
He haven't seen a lot of horror maybe.
that's true, because I wonder what happened between 90s and 2008 until he turned.
Avengers happened.
But yeah, Sam Jackson, his performance was good. His connection with Carol Danvers was good. Although one thing that I personally find very stupid and I hate, and he enjoys it,
Wait.
is how he lost his eye.
Yep. You want to tell
Well,
them?
he lost his eye because the bloody goose cat.
Technically,
It's
a
so
Flurkin, an alien with high level of threat.
But it's so stupid. It's like the Winter Soldier. The last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye. I'm like, okay, then what happened? I was wishing it was like a Skrull. Maybe like they teased Coulson's Skrull to like hit him in the eye.
Oh yeah.
And it's like bleeding.
He was bleeding,
nothing happened.
but nothing happened. His eye was still fine. But then
If that was the part where he lost his eye, that'll be so much more impactful in terms
it
of
would
his
be more
character
impactful.
development.
But I think it's also his fault. He was too close to the cat. He was playing with it too much.
Which is why it's sort of stupid, because Nick Fury is supposed to know better. And this
But it's not a cat. It's an alien with high level threat.
I want to know if what you guys think. Do you guys like that how he lost his eye because of the cat, or did you think it was stupid also like me?
Well, I think it's stupid, but it's just funny, you know. Like
Yeah.
Nick Fury
I
lost
think
an
it's
eye
stupid,
to
and
a
I
cat.
think it's stupid and it's bad. I wish they hadn't done that. There's like something now whenever I see Nick Fury with his eye patch, I'm like, oh yeah, that's the part where he lost his eye because of a cat. I couldn't not unsee that now.
Oh yeah, and Coulson actually asked Nick Fury what happened. He said, "I heard that a Skrull burned your eye because you wouldn't give information." And Nick Fury said, "I would neither confirm or deny that." And the cat was beside him, so that was kind of funny.
Yeah, but still, I'm sort of. That is like the only part of the film with Goose that I don't like, because I really like Goose for the rest of the film, especially.
You like him when he ate all those Kree. Huh?
The reveal was surprising. Well, I know what a Flurkin is. You don't really know what a Flurkin is.
I don't really know what it is.
So were you surprised when the whatever the tentacles thing is?
Well, I was already expecting when they say when the threat level is high. I was already expecting something spectacular from that cat.
Yeah. Yeah. Well. Yeah. I think those comedy really work, especially like first time they eat the Tesseract. I'm like, whoa! Sam Jackson like, okay, and then like the second time it's the people, and then third time like, go for it. And turns out it's Ben Mendelsohn's character, the Skrull, and then there's an attack. Yeah, I feel like those comedies really work, which is like another surprise, which is why I really like this film. And yeah, Goose the Cat overall was pretty good. He really loves Goose the Cat. He's gonna
I'm
buy.
gonna buy the Funko Pop.
He's gonna buy a Goose the Cat Funko Pop. But yeah, the soundtrack was fine. I feel like a lot of people. I've heard a lot of people doesn't like the soundtrack.
I don't know a lot of 90s songs, so I couldn't judge.
I know several. The Waterfall one I know, but they didn't really use it. The one that I heard people complaining is the I think it's the fight well, not just the soundtrack, but also the fight scene in the. You remember the fight scene in the end, when she is in Marvel's ship,
Mm-hmm.
and she's fighting all the Kree.
Mm-hmm.
So the biggest complaint I heard from people is that they say it's dark, so people doesn't really know what's going on. Which now that I think about it, sort of is, but I don't really I don't really like.
Oh yeah, true. It's kind of dark and the light keeps like turning on.
Yeah, I don't really have a problem with it, but it sort of is true that it's sort of dark. And they say the music is too on the nose during that scene. I forget what music it is. I'm going to pay attention now the second time I'm gonna see it. But they say the music during that certain fight is like very on the nose, and it's not a good choice of music.
I see.
But yeah, the soundtrack is alright. The score, I listened to the score again after seeing this film. The score was honestly interesting. It's kind of techno. It's kind of forgettable because like Black Panther score, after you see the film, you have it in your mind.
Oh yeah, I still have it in my mind right now.
Captain Marvel doesn't really have it. Maybe once we see the second time, it might change our mind. But once I listened to it again just now this morning in the shower, it was okay. It's very Star Trek-ish, but it wasn't really something that's outstanding, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we talked about the script, which is I guess my biggest takeaway for the script once again is she is kind of a hard character to write, so I don't want to blame the directors, but it's like the whole film feels like a Phase 1 Marvel movie, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's just, at this point, I feel like Marvel could have done better.
Yeah, from the previous movie that we've seen, Marvel has been on a roll with Infinity War, Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok.
I agree.
Now this movie comes out, it's like, this I say a little bit under par with the other one.
Yeah, it's like such a poor. It's the worst timing possible to have a mixed movie like this, especially going into Endgame.
Oh yeah.
And like maybe the writing is bad because, well, okay, the writing is not bad. Maybe the writing is not as strong as it could have, because there is a lot of unnecessary weight on this film. Because if you think about it, this is a prequel, prequel set in the 90s, which could mess a lot of timeline issues, which apparently some people say there is. I doesn't really notice it. Maybe it's the Sam Jackson stuff. Maybe it's the SHIELD stuff that is
the one that I trust someone.
Yeah, maybe that is it, the continuity issues.
Probably.
But that's like one difficulty. Second, you're setting up this character, Captain Marvel, which in Infinity War they're setting up as like quote unquote savior, because she's like people was like expecting a lot from her. Third, this is like right before Endgame and setting up for Endgame, so there's like lots of weight on this film. So maybe people are expecting a lot, and maybe it's like it just didn't hit the mark exactly what people expect.
They also did that with Infinity War, didn't they? They have Black Panther coming out, then Infinity War.
Yeah, but the thing is, Black Panther got help with Civil War. And so is Spider-Man, but Spider-Man you already know his backstory and everything. Yeah. This is something that you never heard of.
Yeah, this is just basically character introduction, everything.
And Black Panther, even in the comics, he's like a mainstream lead character. Carol Danvers only in the last few years become Captain Marvel and is becoming a lead character. So not a lot of people are familiar with the character in the first place, which is kind of tough. And yeah, it's just I guess really poor timing. If like the best I could think of is like, do you like Avengers: Age of Ultron?
Okay,
it's okay, right? Because I find the bigger issue is like it's setting up for Civil War, it's setting up for Black Panther. There's a lot of pressure going on. It's a sequel to Avengers, the greatest thing ever. So there's like a lot of pressure on it, and I feel like Captain Marvel have similar kind of thing.
Problem.
Yeah, pressure in terms of it. So yeah. So I'm scrolling through my notes here. You did mention you found some difficulty with the backstory, right?
If you don't have comic background, then you're gonna have just a little bit hard time following their story.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, one of the things that I wish, again, this is not really. I guess this is kind of a nitpick because I want to see more of something, but maybe that's. I don't know if this is a good thing or not. If I'm craving for something more, I don't know if it's a good thing because I see something and I want to see more, or is it a bad thing because that means they don't show enough. I'm like so confused right now.
Depends on the thing, I guess.
Like, I want to see more Star Force. I want to see more Hala, the planet for the Skrulls. I want to see more younger Carol Danvers.
I want to see more of the Supreme Intelligence. Like, what does it want?
Yeah, it's really confusing, right?
Yeah, it's really confusing. Like, oh, the Supreme Intelligence can fix her. Like, who's that?
and once again, I almost forgot. I want to see more her relationship with Maria Rambeau, because they really they say that they're doing karaoke and they're like best buds in the Air Force, but we didn't really, aside from like brief snapshots and flashbacks, we don't really see any of those. Like, Lashana Lynch's performance is good, especially when they're like talking like, it's hard for me to lose you as a friend.
Yep.
But we didn't really see it.
We didn't really see them interacting so much after they meet. Not as they used to, because she forgot everything.
Yeah, exactly. Which also, it's, if we could have seen more of her backstory as they're like good buddies, that part where they're emotional in front of her house, they will be much stronger hit instead of what we saw.
Yeah, we just saw, like you say, snapshot, just a brief moment of everything.
So, yeah, that is once again my biggest nitpick throughout the whole film. I want to see more of something, and like, it's also, I guess, because I really want to see a sequel to Captain Marvel right away, because I want to see more of her world and the Skrulls and the Krees and her backstory, which I hope we can see if eventually they do a sequel. But as for right now, what we got leaves me
hanging.
I like it, but it doesn't satisfy me as much as I wish I wanted to.
I mean, I don't know what you feel, because I don't know the character that much, so I don't know if I'm craving more or I'm just satisfied with it.
Yeah, I'm just surprised by how much I am conflicted with this, because I really like the character because of the comics, because of their announcement of Brie Larson as Carol, because Brie Larson is my favorite actress of all time. So like, this is, I like it, but I don't. A lot of stuff I don't like also. So it's which is why I'm still conflicted a lot about this. What did you? Just a big jump. What do you think of the second post-credit scene?
Second post-credit?
Yeah.
Just the Flerken.
Yep.
Throwing out.
Stupid or good? I think it was fine.
I have no idea, because there's no continuation of that. Does it mean Nick Fury has the Tesseract all this time?
Yeah, that is. I guess that is also one thing that is also people point out as continuity issues. Not that Nick Fury have the Tesseract. I guess he does have the Tesseract until Avengers, because
and then Loki stole it. Yeah.
But like, how did Mar-Vell get the Tesseract from S.H.I.E.L.D.? Because at the end of, I just remember at the end of Captain America, Howard Stark found the Tesseract.
Stark found the Tesseract,
and he was part of S.H.I.E.L.D. The S.H.I.E.L.D. was formed in Captain America, the first Avenger. So Mar-Vell have to really infiltrate S.H.I.E.L.D., and someone got access to it and brought it to space.
Maybe it was the Skrull, because Captain Mar-Vell was helping the Skrull. Maybe he asked one of the Skrull to play.
That could be.
That could be.
That could be. I didn't thought of that, but yeah. And another, once again, what I wish I wouldn't see more is the relationship between Mar-Vell and Carol, because once again in the comics, they have a really strong relationship.
But we only saw a little bit. It's just like the flashback we see.
Yeah, that's the thing, because I want to see more of their relationship, because they say that they're close, but we don't really see that.
Yeah, we don't see that. We can't tell from the flashback.
I feel like there's only one scene between them that show their relationship, and that is when they crash. Because aside from that, maybe I missed it in the first time. I'll see it again. But I feel like that's the only thing we saw so far. And like I said, in the comics, she got her powers from Mar-Vell, which is why they have such a strong bond, and they're like mentor and student kind of thing. We don't really see that here, so I wish we could have seen that instead of like, what we got.
I see. So you're more of a comic fan than.
No, I'm more. I just wish we explore more of her backstory, because despite we see a lot of what she struggles. We hear a lot of her struggles. We didn't really see it. We hear like she's like,
emotional.
She's not in touch with her human side, but we didn't really see it, because I feel like she she feels human the whole time. If that make any sense.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know this. I feel like this whole video I sound like I'm a hater because I didn't like what I get, but I really like what I get. The action is fun. It's like a 90s action film. It's great. The comedy are great. I really like their performances.
And you say you got some problem with the effect.
I did. We didn't even touch it. Special effects was good.
The de-aging was good on Nick Fury, but
some of the background green screens aren't that good, but most of the special effects of her powers are fantastic.
Oh yeah,
I really like it. And like when she's destroying the ship with the Ronin, whatever thing, that was also really good. But yeah, this movie, like I said in my non-spoiler review, is a lot of inconsistencies, like jumping between the, like I really like when they're like infiltrating the Star Force, I like it. When they are and then there's a lot of like downtime, and then until we realize Talos is a good guy, I really like it again. So yeah, I guess that's my overall thoughts on the film. The stuff that I like, I really like. The stuff that I didn't like is because I want to see more of something.
I see. So they didn't explain enough of the things.
I guess. I don't know. I guess I just sound selfish right now that I want to see more. But I don't know. Maybe the second time around, I'll like it more because
you'll know more.
I know what's going on.
Yeah.
I won't be expecting it when I see it. I'll just see how it progresses, like how the Skrulls are tinkering in her brain. Now I know that maybe they're trying to research something instead of messing with her. So I feel like that will change.
Every time you watch a movie for a second time, you always you can spot what you miss and stuff like that.
Yeah. So overall, that is just my overall thoughts. I like it. Once again, I might sound like I'm selfish and I hate this film, but I really I like it. I'm just not satisfied, which is why I'm still giving it a 7.9. How about you?
Still 7.9, but like I say, without Goose the Cat, it'll be 7.5. With Goose the Cat, 7.9.
Alright, so thanks guys for sticking around. Tell us in the comment section below what you think of the film, which is your favorite part. Do you like Goose the Cat? Do you not? Do you think Sam Jackson should have his eyes stretched out because of Goose or not?
He hates that.
I hate that part. And yeah, tell me in the comment section below if I sound selfish or not, because I want more.
Yes, you do.
And if you enjoyed this video and you would like to see channels to grow, to just click the like button below. Don't forget to subscribe to see more. Follow him at Instagram at Kenneth_Luciano. And me at J. Dharma. Until next time, we're out.